It's me, Karen, with Play School Life. A lot of people on Instagram lately have been asking about our camping experiences. We've had a lot of questions about how to go camping with young kids, what to pack for young kids, how to road trip with kids, how to plane travel with kids. So I thought I'd make a small series about how we choose to do that. I hope you guys find it useful. Before I get into it, please like, subscribe, and comment any questions below. We really appreciate all our subscribers, so please follow along. And again, we are on Instagram mostly, so if you like this video, come follow us over there. What I'm going to do today is discuss what we pack in regards to toys. We like to keep it minimal when packing toys. It's easy to say, yes, bring whatever you want to the kids, but it gets to be too much, and it gets to be a problem when things get lost also. On the other hand, if you don't bring anything and you have rainy days, or the kids are up late or up early and no one's around, if you want to take a nap or focus on cooking, they really need things to occupy them, or at least to help them interact more with nature. So this video is going to be what we pack for toys when we go camping. And everything we pack for our older two boys is actually in this duffel bag. There's a lot of room still left in it, but this is our toy storage for camping. And I'm going to open it up and delve into what exactly is in it a little further. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will do a little more face-to-face at the end of the video and let you know what our next video will be about. But until then, please follow along. And as I said, we would love it if you liked and subscribed. Any questions, just comment below. Thank you. So here is the bag. It does have a strap we could put on the top and this way of carrying it, which is what we typically use. And I'm gonna start with the the top pocket. We always have the boys bring a notebook, a small notebook that is nice and easy to put in their pocket, in their vest, in their cargo pants, whatever it is that we're bringing along. If we're hiking, it would be a hiking bag. We let them bring these notebooks so that they could do little drawings. They could draw what they see in nature, or more often, so they could write down questions. They have a million questions, and I can't possibly know the answer to every one. So bring the notebooks to let them write down questions to then look up later. Pens when traveling, because I don't want to bring a pencil sharpener. So these, we don't need to worry about the tips breaking. And to get further into it, sunglasses. I'm big on protecting kids' eyes from the harmful UV rays. So we do usually make sure that there's a pair of sunglasses per child. Though, to be honest, they usually lose them. Next up is Boogie Boards. Amazing, easy to use in the car. They can't write on anything in the car by accident. They can't draw on their pants, but for anyone that's never seen it, there's little plastic pens, and it just erases right off. Oh, I think I damaged that one. No, okay. Next up is loveys. Each child has a lovey. It's a special thing that they've had since they were born. It's meant to give comfort when we're away from home or when they're in an unfamiliar situation. So, next up we have our dinosaur toys. I typically like to bring 4 of toys we bring. The reason being, 1 for each child and then 1 for each friend they might meet. I find dinosaur toys are perfect. They take up a little bit of space, but they're perfect for nature, because if we're at the beach, they could make dinosaur nests. If we're in the dirt, they could be digging for dinosaur bones. Leaves, trees, ferns, whatever piece of nature we're near, they find some great play opportunities, and it really gets them creative. That's a similar thing with monster trucks. I like monster trucks because they're big and bulky, they're hard to lose, and they're fun to play with rocks and dirt in. These two are new ones that the boys just got for their birthday, and we absolutely love any form of these monster trucks for outdoor play and for playgrounds. It's easy to lose little Matchbox cars in playgrounds, but monster trucks are so easy to see. Next up is Pokeballs. I typically would do 4, but right now we only have 2 packed. They are big into Pokemon lately, and they like to pretend they're Pokemon trainers, so this is a great way for them to enjoy interacting with nature a bit differently. They imagine the Pokemons are out there in the wild, and they are searching for them. So I can't get too attached to this type of toy because they will be throwing it and most likely it will break. These do open up and little Legos go inside. We do not bring the Legos when we leave the house. They could bring the empty Pokeball, but we don't bring tiny pieces on trips or even out of the house. It's too easy to lose them, and then they get upset if they lose it. So no tiny pieces, no things that are going to easily get lost. Pokeballs, though, they're fun. Normally binoculars, I try and make sure that they work, but that I don't mind if they get dirty and damaged. As you see, these have been through quite a few adventures already. I would typically bring 2 pairs, 1 for each child, and then we have a good pair that's always kept in the car. That way, if we see something that is really cool, we could take turns with the good pair, but otherwise they could explore with these. Magnifying glasses. These are pretty good quality ones, but I think I picked them up at the dollar store so that they could go and look up close with bugs or with leaves, dirt, ocean critters, whatever it is. They go on little exploration adventures. And then lastly, in the main section is some cars. You can never have too many Matchbox cars. Again, I know how many we're bringing. We are bringing 4. The idea behind that is not just that we know how many we're supposed to be leaving with, but also to make sure we're not accidentally bringing other people's toys home with us. I often will line everything up before we go and take a photo so that way we have an idea of what we're bringing. But in this particular case, it's so easy because I know exactly what's in this bag. Next up, we have this front pocket. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Front pocket, I have 2 chapter books so I could read to them at night if they are not too exhausted. Honestly, we almost never get a chance to do this. They fall asleep in about 2 seconds when we're camping. But I have read a couple times around the fire after we had marshmallows. I try and match the books to the activities. In a camping bag, I would pick books to do with nature, bugs, rocks, butterflies. I might pick something to do with small animals. Also, I have glow sticks, make a rainy day fun. They make a scared kid happy and brave. They are just the best for distracting and making kids forget that they're bored or scared. It's such a simple thing. Again, these are from the dollar store maybe. You can't beat that for $1. This side is markers. It's super fun to use markers, and a lot of times at home we have to use crayons because they want to color in the living room or in their bedroom, and I don't want to chance them destroying anything, so markers are a little bit special. I usually have a couple crayons also, a little box of them, but I don't think it's in this pack today. A few pieces of chalk. You can't go wrong if they're near cement. It's something to entertain them. And again, dollar store. A puzzle seems like an odd thing to bring on a camping trip, but we often end up going on the ferry. It's the perfect opportunity to do puzzles. We often find puzzles that people have left there, and we enjoy it so much that we try and bring a puzzle, a kid puzzle, when we go. And it doesn't matter if we finish it or not because we're not taking it home with us. We leave it there for the next kid. So I always try and have a puzzle in the car and in our bag, so no matter what, we're covered. And last in this pocket is temporary tattoos, another fun thing that it's the perfect little quick activity that makes a trip extra special. We have one more pocket with stuff in it. So this is our game pocket, and what we would pack in here is typically short, family-friendly games. We have Uno, and I've taken all of the wilds and the skips and the reverses out of them. Sometimes I add the wilds back in, but we use it as a great family-friendly number and color game. I've taken the more difficult cards out because I'm playing with a 3-year-old. Yes, he's turning 4 this summer, but reverses and skips and stuff are hard for a 3-year-old to understand. We have our favorite story cubes. They're amazing for camping and any traveling really, but camping especially because you're supposed to tell stories around a campfire, and kids have trouble creating stories. So I'm sure you've seen other of my posts before, but these help a kid create a story. We also have the game Hike, which is a nice outdoorsy game. As I said, we try to theme our events, and a game like Hike is perfect in theme with our camping and hiking days. And we have another outdoor adventure, Find It Fast. This is one that we would take with us on any outdoor trip, just in case we needed a little bit of help interacting with nature. We have a baby, so obviously we need some stuff for the baby. In that case, I usually bring this bucket. It's obviously mostly empty, but that's fine. Babies don't need much, and half the stuff here she could play with relatively safely. Okay, maybe not half, but some of the stuff she could play with safely, like the cars, the trucks, the Pokemon balls, along with, babies like stuff like empty water bottles. So we don't need much. We usually bring a few variety of toys, something that rattles, something wooden, something that's cloth, that kind of has loopy things. This is from a different toy, but she seems to like it. And always a book or two, because not only do we love books, but our daughter loves books. She's always rolling up to books and exploring them, usually with her mouth. She normally tastes them, but that's what she's supposed to do at this age. And lastly, we bring electronics. I know, camping, you don't want kids on electronics, but we have to get to the campground. And I know the last place we camped was 4 hours away. It's a long time in a car, and you don't want to start the trip off on a bad note. So we do bring electronics. Typically, we had a half hour or hour after starting before letting them play with the electronics. And then we let them play it until we get there, or until we encourage them to take a nap. We typically leave about lunchtime or breakfast time, so the first half hour is taken up with having a snack, having a meal, getting comfy. When they start to get bored, we pull out the electronics, and then they're not even taken out of the car for the whole trip. And by the time we're ready to go, I'll have recharged them, and we'll do the same on the way back. So, an electronic per older kid. If you notice, there are only 4 games in them. I've already checked the game system. They are empty. They each have 4 games. I do this so I know exactly how many games we should be leaving with. These are expensive, and losing one is not fun. It's not the way to have a nice trip. And I would pack a charger for each. This charger still needs to be packed. We don't leave them at home, but we also don't take them out of the car for camping. It's strictly for the car ride, and the moment we get cranky and fighting, they get put away, and we encourage nap time. This is our entirety of toys we bring. The only thing that's missing here is my husband will typically pack a couple baseball gloves, a couple baseballs, soccer ball, and some cones. And those are just tossed in the back of the car before we leave. And we enjoy them. Maybe a Frisbee, that sort of thing. We enjoy them just as much as we enjoy these. So there you have it. This is what we bring for camping, aside from the baseballs and baseball mitts and Frisbee and stuff that my husband will add to the car. I do ask the children what they might want to bring. They always choose really weird things like broken toys or a handful of mismatched Legos or just random stuff. They really have no idea how to pack toys for future entertainment. That takes a lot of planning and foresight, and they aren't ready for that yet. So what I typically do is I ask them what they might want to bring, and if they pick up a handful of toys like that, I show them what I have, and then if they choose something that they've been playing with lately, like rescue bots or magnetiles, snap circuits, that sort of stuff, I will let them pack a small bag of them or a set number of them, and we'll add it in. As you saw, there was room in the bag still. I do tend to travel with things in set numbers. If you notice, most of the items were either in 2s or 4s. It was either one for each kid or one for each hand. I find it's much easier to keep organized that way. And that's the way to get through an adventure with children, is just stay organized and understand nothing is going to go the way you planned it. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as everyone's having fun and making memories, it's important to remember to stay calm. So that's what we pack for camping. And my oldest is about to come over here and ask me a question. So I'm going to say goodbye. Again, please like us, subscribe, and I'd love to hear any questions. Hold on one second, honey. I'd love to hear any questions or comments you might have. What do you pack when you go camping? What would you like to see next? Would you like to see our plane bag next for entertainment, or a road trip bag next? Would you like to see what we pack clothing wise for each children to plan for different occasions? I've got a ton of ideas, and just I'd love to hear what you would like to see most, or other ideas you might have, how we do it with our children. We are huge travelers. My husband's in the Navy. I am a world traveler. He's a world traveler. My kids are now world travelers. We do short trips and long trips, staycations, traveling with family, traveling to see family. Basically, we try and do it all and experience as much as we can. And because of that, I do have a lot of tricks I have learned on how we can survive the experience with our sanity intact. So again, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and please subscribe to us and follow us on Instagram. That's where a lot of our posts are and our thoughts on this sort of stuff. So thank you for watching.